4 weeks of no uploading, and now we have a new Asphalt 9 update. I was pretty excited when they said this was gonna happen, but now that it has happened, not very excited anymore, because every single car that's getting added in this update is something we've seen before. There's the Zenvo, I don't care about it. We have the Apollo N, not the biggest fan, and I couldn't care less about the Vencer Sarth. I'm waiting for my Lexus LFAs, Lamborghini Huracan Performantes to be in this game. Something fresh, something new. I prefer not to see the stuff that we've already seen in the last game. But, on the bright side, there is a special event for the Koenigsegg Regera. Yes, the Swedish brand car that is crazy fast that so many people love. It's also the car brand, apparently, that I keep on saying wrong. I guess Koenigsegg isn't the right way to say it, that's the westernized American version of it, so I will have to get help from one of my close friends who is Swedish that can help me out. So let's see how this goes. Hey, so I need your help. Last time I checked, you are Swedish, so can you tell me how to say the car brand Koenigsegg correctly?
Koenigsegg.
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 70 years later.
Koenigsegg.
Koenigsegg. That's Koenig. You said I'm literally saying what you're saying to me, so that means you're saying it wrong. You said you said cunning, I said cunning, you said egg, I said Koenigsegg, and you say, oh no, it's wrong.
You're the stupidest Asian I know.
Jesus, I'm the only Asian you know. She hung up on me. Oh man, okay, I'm done with this video. Goodbye, guys. Where was I? Right, so the event is here. And I wish I was super happy about it, I really do. This car is amazing. However, if you recall, just a month ago, we had our Bugatti Chiron event. That special event was so pay to win. You had to have a bunch of cars that required more tokens, you had to buy those cars in order to get more blueprints for the Chiron. It was a mess. And while many people seem to think that this event won't be nearly as bad as the Chiron special event, I still have reason to believe that it will be bad. Because if you take a look at day 3 of the Regera event, it already requires the Maserati Alfieri to get that extra Koenigsegg blueprint. So it can only get worse from here, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. But the odds are, it will get worse. With both of these events being extremely expensive and time consuming, a lot of you guys have asked, which car is more worth it? So today I would like to compare these two vehicles, the Bugatti Chiron and the Regera, to see which one is better for you. Let's take a look. Let's first start out with how many tokens you need to get the car, just to unlock it. Now, the event does give you blueprints, and if you had all the vehicles they required, you could probably get a lot of blueprints, and maybe even unlock the car. However, most of us are not in that situation where we have every single of these special exclusive vehicles. In the Bugatti event, I managed to get 15 out of 60 blueprints to unlock the car. In order to get those other 45 blueprints, I needed 5,500 tokens. Now, assuming this event is similar to that event, I'm assuming the same thing. I'm gonna get around 15 blueprints for the Koenigsegg, and then for those 45 remaining ones to unlock it, I'm gonna need around 5,500 tokens. But here's the thing, that's just unlocking the car, at stock. If you wanted to upgrade the car all the way to its 6 stars maxed out, you need 200 blueprints total. It took me 5,500 tokens for around 40. If I need 200, that's 25,000 tokens. And if you remember the conversion for spending real money in this game, 3,000 tokens is 99 bucks. Do the math. You're gonna be poor after you get that many tokens. But let's not forget, blueprints aren't the only thing that will cost you a bunch of money. The upgrades for the cars also cost a lot. For both cars, upgrading till stage 13, which is 6 stars completely maxed out, is 6.8 million credits. Upgrades for all the import parts is another 7.4 million credits. That totals to 14 million credits just to completely max out that one car. The upgrades cost exactly the same for both cars. The blueprint amounts are also exactly the same for both cars. So let's take a look at the stats now. First, the speed. The Regera is the clear winner in terms of speed versus the Chiron, because the Regera itself can go over 300 miles an hour when completely maxed out. The Chiron, around 285, so the speed difference is clear. And yet, these two cars are much closer in level than you might think based on the speed, because while the Regera has much better speed, it has way worse acceleration, and it has absolutely horrible nitro efficiency. I thought the Chiron's nitro efficiency was really bad, and then I drove the Regera. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? It's terrible nitro efficiency. The stats also say that the handling for the Regera is better, but when I drove the two cars, I really felt the Bugatti just was easier to drive, and it was easier to go around corners. The Regera, I just kept on smashing into corners back and forth. This may be due to the fact that the speed of the Regera is just really too high, and due to this speed, even with the better handling than the Chiron, it still crashes into walls. And when you crash into a wall for the Regera, you lose a lot of speed. In fact, in most races you can never reach your top speed with the Regera, because honestly you just lose so much speed if you don't drive in a straight line. You even lose speed if you drive in a straight line. It's just that type of car. The Chiron has a similar problem, but it's definitely not as bad as the Regera, and once you hit a corner accidentally, you won't lose as much speed. This is how I see it. If you are a professional of Asphalt 9, and believe me, there are people that are professionals of the game and they practice their entire 24 hours a day on this game, if you are one of those professionals that know how to handle the Regera, I think the Regera is better than the Chiron for those people. However, if you are less than one of these really good players, if you're just like me, like an okay, decent player, I think the Chiron would beat the Regera. That is, unless it is a slipstream multiplayer season, because for those races, you can piggyback on other people and steal their nitro. If you do that, the Regera can have a lot of nitro that doesn't run out that quickly, and with its speed, it would probably beat the Chiron, but only for slipstream seasons. I don't know how common they're going to be in the future, but I'm going to say out of every 2 multiplayer seasons, one of them is probably slipstream. The other, probably not. In summary, if you are a professional, the Regera is probably better for you. If you are less than a professional, the Chiron is just easier to drive, and you would do better with it than the Regera. And yet, there is another thing we have to factor in. Since the Chiron event happened a month ago, the odds of it happening in the next couple of months are very low. You'll probably have to wait at least 6 or 7 months for it to happen again. The question is, can you wait that long? Because for many of you right now, you don't have enough tokens and credits to get the Regera, so you might as well just save up now and get the Chiron when the event comes back. But for those of you that already have millions and millions of credits and lots of tokens, and you just need a really good car now, then you should try the Regera if you don't want to wait those 6 or 7 months. It all depends on the resources you have right now and how long you're willing to wait to get these amazing
how many
vehicles. Tokens and credits do I recommend to unlock either of these cars? Well, as I said before, since the Chiron event took me 5,500 tokens, I recommend you have at least an amount that's close to there, 4,000 or more. For credits, you know, you have to upgrade the car a little bit, you have to upgrade some of the other cars a little bit too. I would say 2 to 3 million credits. If you have that much, the chances of winning are relatively high. If you don't, it's gonna be harder. So just be careful if you want to pour all your resources into this event. If you are one of those people that don't have enough resources and you're just really upset right now because you can't get a good car, don't worry about it. Just save up, that's one option, and wait for the next big event to happen, or you could aim to get the Chiron Nemesis, which happens to be another very great Class S car that has similar speed to the Chiron and is one of the best Class S cars in the game. That car has an event that occurs every few weeks where you can get 1 blueprint at a time. I know that sounds really bad, but you can still get blueprints slowly and surely, and eventually you'll unlock it. I'm almost halfway there, and we'll see when I unlock it. But with that, thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope you guys at least somewhat enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, because why not? And if you want to subscribe, please feel free to. I'd love that to happen, because my channel has been dead for a while, but I promise I'll upload at least once every 3 years. Okay? See you later, Cheese God Army. Love you guys. Bye-bye.